All right, guys, today I am shipping out my first snakes of June. We have 3 different packages going out here. I'm getting my labels ready, my shipping tape, my packing paper, my drawer full of goodies that I give out to people when they purchase snakes from me. And I had a comment a few weeks back regarding, some of the more expensive snakes that I'm selling. Why don't you just give free shipping out on them? Because I think it was something I posted, a sale price plus shipping and handling, or whatever the price of the snake was plus shipping and handling. So it's a good question, but it's very simple for me. If you're even if this isn't a business, because this isn't even necessarily a business decision, shipping can be very expensive. I don't know what shipping is if you live in the middle of the country. You're closer to both coasts. Maybe it's a little cheaper, but maybe it's more expensive because you're in the middle of nowhere. But I'm in Pittsburgh. If I'm shipping on the East Coast, it's relatively inexpensive. I mean, to Florida, it can be 70, 75 bucks. The Northeast, usually 60 to 70 bucks. If it's within a state or two of Pennsylvania, 50, 60 bucks. But if I'm shipping to the West Coast, if I'm shipping to California, Washington, Oregon, it's usually $100 or more to ship out there. And if I'm selling a $1,000 snake, if I'm giving that person shipping for free, just carte blanche, you don't even have to ask, just free for you, anything over $1,000, that's 10% of my profit on that snake out the window without even negotiating it. To me, that's bad for business. That's bad for my collection. That's bad for me being able to maintain my collection, to pay for my utilities, to pay for food. That's $100 on a $1,000 snake. Now, I'm at a point in my collection, in this business, where the majority of my snakes sell for $500 or more. And I have quite a few sales that are $1,000 or more. And I've had quite a few sales that are $4,000 or more. So $100 here and there for free, if it's negotiated into my sales, isn't a very big deal. But if your snakes at the highest are $1,000, but on average your snakes are selling for $200 or $300 a piece, which is what I'm sure a lot of your snakes are selling for out there, if you're giving $100 away for free for each and every sale, you're losing a lot of money. That's 33% of your profit on those snakes out the door if you're just giving free shipping to everybody without negotiating. I keep saying the word negotiating in this video because that's what shipping terms should be, especially with stuff like this. This isn't Amazon where they're shipping products for $1 a piece because they're shipping in a high quantity and they're shipping things that don't need to be overnighted. These animals have to be shipped overnight. It's very expensive to do so. FedEx is the only person that does it unless you're doing it directly through, I think Delta does it, but you have to ship through an airport. You have to negotiate these things. Just like most people at this right now in the market, you're negotiating the price of the snake. Negotiation for shipping should also be included with that. If you have snakes that are on sale already, I probably wouldn't be negotiating shipping costs. Because let's say you have a snake that is worth $500. The market price right now is $500. It maybe was $1,000 last year, but that really isn't relevant in this kind of scenario. If your snake is a $500 snake and you're at market price and there were snakes just like your snake that sold for $500 recently, let's say within the last 2 to 3 months, and you finally got somebody to bite on that snake. You got your first inquiry since you've listed this snake 2-3 months ago. So you're like, all right, this is awesome. This person comes in and says, all right, I want to pay you $400 for that $500 snake. So you're already losing $100. That's 20% of your profit. That's could be your feeding bill for the month. That could be your utilities for the month. And you tell them, sure, great. I'm also going to throw in free shipping for you. And you're in California and you're shipping to Florida. Well, guess what? You just lost another $100. So now you're down to $300 that you're making on that $500 snake. And then on top of that, if you're using a credit card processor, you're losing 3%. And if your state charges sales tax and you're paying your sales tax, you're losing another percent. For me personally, when I take credit cards, that's 3% through Square, and that's Pennsylvania charges me, my local county charges 7% sales tax. So on every sale, I'm already losing 10% between sales tax and credit card processing fees. So if you have a $500 sale, you're losing $50 to sales tax and credit card fees. You are already got negotiated down. Well, let's say you got negotiated down $100, so you're at $400. You charge the person $400. You have, let's say, $40 in fees, so you're down to $360, and then you're giving them free shipping. That's another $100 out the window. So now you're down to $260. That's pretty much half off because you also have to pay for the boxes and the shipping supplies. And let's say you put stickers in there and your marketing materials. You quickly went from selling a $500 snake to selling a $250 snake. That's what your net profit was on that, not including how long you kept that snake in your racks for and how much you were paying for it to feed it every week and to house it and all that stuff. So I absolutely do not give free shipping to anybody unless it's negotiated into that price. If I'm selling a super high-end snake, maybe. Usually what I end up saying to that person is, if you feel like paying Cash App or Venmo or PayPal friends and family, I'll give you free shipping. Because typically that's a wash on those higher end items so that they are paying a little less and I'm not getting those fees tacked on to what I being deducted from what my profits are. And that's usually how I do that. Everybody else, if they're paying for shipping, if they're paying full price and they're not getting some sort of sweetheart deal, then they're paying for shipping, unless it's negotiated into that price. That's where, if you guys are running this as a business, and again, it's not even for people that are running a business. Even if this is a hobby for you, you need to be able to pay to maintain your collection and pay to feed your animals and to make sure they have heat. And if you're giving everybody free shipping, whether it's $50 or $100, that is, you're taking money out of your own pocket every single time you do it. So really, really need to think about this from a cash flow perspective. If you had 20 people that you shipped snakes to, let's say in 2024, and let's say on average 10 of those people were $100 a ship, that's $1,000. And 10 of those people were $50 a ship, that's $500. That's $1,500 in free shipping that you gave away just without even negotiations, if your policy was just to give people free shipping. Now, the comment was, specifically on my YouTube, on the higher end snakes, why don't you give free shipping? Well, it's the same thing. Those snakes aren't free. Those higher end snakes that I produced weren't free. If I'm selling let's say a DG clown, or let's say a lightning pipe, so those are the clutches that I have coming up next. If I produce lightning pies and I get really good odds on those 15, 16 eggs that I have, and half of them come out lightning pies as they should be with my odds. Let's just say I get 8 of them, and I decide to keep 4 or 5 of them. And so I sell 1, 2, or 3. Those snakes are going to be between $2,500 to $5,000 a piece, right? But let's keep something else in mind. I paid between $8,000 and $9,000 for that original pair of lightning pies that I purchased for the male and the female. I purchased another female at some point in time that cost me $5,000 or $6,000. the male that I'm currently breeding and the female that I got him with, I think cost me $5,000 or $6,000 as well. So for that original stock, I think it's 5 animals, I spent $20,000 to $25,000 on all those snakes. And obviously I need to hold a lot of that back to make my projects go further. So those handful of babies that I get to sell really cost me a lot of money to produce. And to see the returns on those animals, if I sell 2 or 3 of them and I'm taking $200-300 out of my pocket with shipping, that hits me in the wallet because I've waited 2, 3, 4 years to produce those animals. That means for 2 or 3 or 4 years, I've been taking care of those 5 animals just to get to the point that I get to sell some of these babies. And if my policy is just, hey, everybody, if you buy a snake over $1,000 from me, you get free shipping. That is a surefire way to just lose money. I don't think that's a good selling point as a business. I don't think it's a smart selling point as a business to just carte blanche, give everybody free shipping over a certain price point. I think it should always be negotiated. And there are ways to get around that. And like I said, people that buy really expensive snakes from me, I just say, hey, look, if you want to pay cash, then I'll give you free shipping on it because that saves me the 3% or 3.3% credit card fees on those credit card transactions. So be smart about the decisions you're making. This market is so flat right now that you're probably already selling those snakes very inexpensively. You don't want to kind of get hammered more by the whole shipping thing. Most people just don't give free shipping. I don't think if any of the retail stores give free shipping unless you spend a lot of money either, and sometimes they don't even give you free shipping. And some of them are shipping in such high quantities that they actually get volume discounts. I don't know if Mike Wilbanks or Nerd or BHB or Outback, I don't know if any of those guys actually offer free shipping at a certain price point. But if they do, it's probably because they're shipping so much stuff out all the time that their discounts through the shipping companies are probably pretty major. So it doesn't hit them as hard. But for people like me and people like you, you're not getting those high quantity discounts. So you're paying close to whatever the retail prices are from Ship Your Reptiles or Reptiles Express or Redline Shipping, and it can hit you in the pocket really hard. So think twice about just giving everybody a free shipping discount at a certain price point or just for everybody in general, because that money really, really, really needs to stay in your pocket.